Go.
Yo, this is Steve Martinez here.
Chris Martinez brothers.
And you're watching our boy Ralphie Boy on Before the Beats. Holla.
Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to Before the Beat. This is Ralph Munez. And I just want to let you know a little bit of where it started for me. Right here in the streets of Harlem, that's right. Streets of Harlem, Spanish Harlem, that's where I grew up, born and raised, you know what I mean? I'm right outside the Graffiti Hall of Fame, right here on 106th Street and Park Avenue. I grew up right there. I stomped on 104, and then I was born and raised right on the corner of 104 and Lex, and right in Park Avenue, Clinton Projects, you know? So what we used to do back in the days is we used to go ahead and we used to crack out our stereo system, a receiver, and then we used to get 2 speakers. And then on those 2 speakers, what we did was we set up in a public park just like this. See? We used to go in a park right there, late night, lights turned off, it's shut down, you know. We used to go ahead and crack out the radiola. We called it the radiola, the stereo system, aha. That was mom's radiola, grandpa's radiola, mommy's radiola, whatever it was, the stereo. Some stereo systems even had that big furniture piece, that it was like the television, it had the record player on one side, the stereo receiver on the other, a little slot to put the records, and then a speaker and a speaker. I'll see if I could put a little photo of that. Oh, there you go, a little photo right there. Some old school jam like this. And then what we used to do is, let me see if I can find it. We don't have any old lampposts. As a matter of fact, look, there's one right over here. Check it out. See this? We used to go ahead, you see that little door right over here? We used to kick this little door open. We used to bang or pry it open with a little screwdriver. And then we would take the little fuses, the little fuse light bulb fuses, the ones that you used to screw into the socket with the little string that you used to pull to turn on the light bulb. We used to put a light bulb at the end of that. Well, what we used to do, we used to buy a 20 amp fuse, the little round glass ones that you had to screw in your mother's breaker panel. And we would screw it into the little light socket. And that's how we got electricity, because there was 2 outlets on the other side. Then we had to crack out the little turntables, you know, the 1200s, 1800s, whatever it was, or anything we got our hands on, maybe some GLI turntables that we bought on 3rd Avenue at the local electronics. So then we just used to cop equipment. Back then, it wasn't the high fidelity, the pro sound systems that we had then. The high-end state-of-the-art stuff, prosumer, was Gem Sound. We used to have these big Gem Sound speakers with like a huge 15-inch woofer, and these little tweeters on the top we used to plug into the receivers. We had to rip off the little connections on the back, the 2 little wire connections, rip them off with the teeth, the plastic, screw them nice and tight, pull the little pins down, put them right through the hole, you know what I mean? That's what we used to do. And the turntables, Techniques was the way to go, man. They had the 1800s, 1600s, the BLs, the 101s, and then obviously everybody graduated to the 1200s, you know, that's what it was. And it was so much fun playing music back then. And this is exactly what I mean. A lot of people lost that. They're just cracking a laptop open and they're going ahead and they're creating their mixes. That's okay, that's fine. If they want to do that, if that's the route they want to do. You know, I look at it like this. A long time ago, somebody told me, not that long, because when it came to the DAWs, the DAWs, digital audio workstations, that's right. You know, whether it's Serato, whether it's virtual DJ, whether it's a Tractor, those are the all industry standards, or if it's CDJs, you know, because they control also DAWs as well. What I tell people is this. Everybody says, hey, you know, you DJ with a laptop, it's so much easier. Actually, it's not easier. You can do things on a laptop when you mix that we only used to dream about doing back then. Those are the things we used to actually do. So when we had turntables, we had to incorporate a 3rd turntable or a 4th turntable. And that was very difficult a lot of times, because most DJ mixers had 2-channel phono ins, 2 turntable line ins. So we would have to buy a phono preamplifier, connect it into the line level so we can get a 3rd phono plugged in there. Sometimes we had to buy 2 of them, so then 2 channels became 1 channel stereo, you know what I mean? Of course, we had to improvise. And we used to do the mixes. We used to have a beat going over here, playing on a turntable, and then we used to throw in an acapella, keep it on beat, and then mix in another record at the same time, or throw in a special effect in the middle. We always had, it was the 3rd turntable. It wasn't like this. It wasn't 1, 2, 3. It was always 1, 2, and then the third turntable was in the middle. That's not exactly how it went across. It went 1, 2, 3 on the mixing board, on the DJ desk, on your mixer. But we always called that the third turntable. You guys know what I'm talking about. We always had an effect on the top, or we always had that a cappella on top of the third turntable. Always. Or we just used to throw records on top of it, which was the next record we were going to play on the other turntable. It sounds confusing, but you guys know. And now this is kind of like what you guys do now. You go ahead and you track your record. You go ahead and you upload your first record. Then you upload your second record. And at the same time, what you do is you have that effect in your little samples. You got your little effects. You got your acapellas. You got your hits. You got your throws. You call them samples. Well, it's not that different from what we did back then. And, you know, this is just the way we did it. You know, it was a lot of fun doing it back then.